Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Yo-sha and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. In today's video, I'm going to be giving y'all commentary from the last episode of Life After Lockup. This was season 3, episode 20, and I'm going to go ahead and get right into the video. So I'm going to start off talking about Michael and Sarah because I think that their drama was probably the most interesting from this episode. And the show opens up with Sarah and Malcolm having a conversation, and Malcolm is basically reiterating that he does not want to be kind of stuck in the middle as she figures out what she wants to do with Michael. And she basically just thanks him for being there for her, and that's about all that we get from the two of their conversation. Now in the next scene, Sarah shows up to Michael's hotel room, and the way that WeTV kind of made it seem in the commercials is that she was reacting to him being late for their court date or something like that. But in reality, she showed up because she wanted to have a conversation with him about the court case. And I honestly felt like the way that it was handled was not the best. She shows up to Michael's hotel room, knocks on Michael's hotel room door, and comes inside. And it's a little bit of this awkward energy. Michael even makes inappropriate jokes. He says, I thought you was here because you wanted me to poke. Meaning he thought that she was gonna basically have sex with him. I thought that it would have been better if they would have met somewhere else, even in the lobby, or sat outside privately to have the conversation together versus in their room, only because their last instance of being alone led to them having sex with each other. And it's not really showing boundaries if you're doing stuff the exact same way. And although she says she wanted to talk about the custody and stuff like that, there was definitely some flirting going on between them. And Sarah didn't take advantage of the time to set boundaries. While she was there to talk about the case, she could have also spent a little bit more time discussing boundaries and having kind of a respect factor. He kind of jokingly said that she popped up, but he actually always pops up on her. And I feel like in that token, they could have had a conversation about respect and boundaries. When he made his little inappropriate joke about poking, she just said, "I'm good. I already have the 2 kids." But I feel like she should have reinforced, "I'm good. I'm only here to talk about co-parenting with you." Or, "I'm in a new relationship." And she does mention it, but she mentioned it so casually and almost not with certainty about it that I don't think Michael is going to take it seriously. And Michael is single. He's talking bad about Maria to other people later in the episode. And it's clear that he don't really care about anyone. But at the same time, Sarah is not single. So it's like, if you're not single, you don't want your ex thinking that your relationship is not serious and he's making advances at you. I just feel like that could have been handled differently. Now, they do kind of talk about the custody thing. And Michael says that he feels like Sarah keeps the kids from him when she's upset. And I will say, I think that Sarah definitely deserves full custody of her kids because Michael seems to want to parent at his convenience. And that's really not good for children. Sometimes dads get this tendency to want to pop up around birthdays, Christmas, or when they feel guilty. And the parents must be stable for the kids. You know what I mean? The whole in and out thing, disappearing for several months, whether you're mad at Sarah or not, that's just not okay. So I understand where he's coming from, but I do think that he also needs to step up his game and be more consistent if he truly wants custody of the kids. From what I'm seeing, he really is just interested in having fun, having sex with as many women as he can, and just kind of living his best life. I don't really see him having a stable place to stay and having the girls come and stay with him anytime soon. So now I'm going to move over to Destinee and Shawn. Destinee is still on the run and she makes her way over to where her sister lives. She still hasn't answered any of Shawn's calls. Shawn is thoroughly concerned and she has this man's credit card and his car. He's not reported it to the police, but I'm just like, the way she's acting is as if he's bothering her, but you took this man's car and his credit card. Of course he's going to continue to call you. She did have to go to the hospital for the pain that she was having. And she said that she had inflamed intestines, not a pregnancy. Honestly, I thought of an STD, but maybe they're not going to disclose it that way on the show. I was kind of like, girl, whatever. She's so dramatic and extra, and she's being completely selfish. So she's venting to her sister. Shawn calls and asks, hey, have you heard from Destinee? I haven't heard from her. The sister lies. And the funny part for me was when Shawn was like, well, how about I come up there and see you and we can look for her together? I just found that so funny because he's so clueless yet so smart at the same time. I'm pretty sure that he knows something is going on, but he's still giving them the benefit of the doubt, even though they really do not care about this man. And I see like the preview of the next episode where Destiny's kind of saying, I might just run. And I'm like, she is going to really be back in jail if she does this. I'm kind of tired of Destiny's shenanigans. She's a little too selfish for me. And she gets mad over Shawn's like every little move. But at the same time, Shawn was being a little secretive about Kelly. I'm not going to lie. That kind of made him look bad. But he's trying. He's still trying to make her feel like she matters. And quite frankly, he chose his kids over this girl. And she still is like being very difficult. So moving on to Shavel and Quaylon's situation. So in this episode, Shavel basically reveals that ever since their argument, when she found him cheating, she put him out, and he's been gone. She hasn't really heard from him in a couple of weeks, and her mom and her cousin are there talking to her about it. And her mom gives her this advice that the quickest way to get over a man is to get on top of another one. And I'm like, that is the worst advice to give somebody. Like, I understand the point, but it's like the first way to get over a man is to heal first. Like, don't just go hop in bed with somebody else, because when that doesn't work out, you're going to be double hurt. But I get that they're afraid that she's going to go back to Quaylon. And she's admitted that she's still in love with Quaylon. And as she should be. It's been 2 years. Like, if you're really solid on somebody, you're not going to just get over it. But at the same time, like, we all saw this coming from a mile away. And her cousin is very raw, no chaser, gonna tell it like it is. And I appreciate his perspective because, number one, he's been in a situation before. We found out that he had time in jail as well, that he is familiar with the game that's run in prison. But number two, he's a guy, and guys know the game. Honestly, I will say that his conversation with Quaylon in the last season may have intimidated Quaylon and made him feel the pressure. And I think that in combination with his family really trying to get him back home to Texas is what kind of pushed him away. That and Shavel doing way too much. I don't feel like she should have bought the man a car. She threw this huge party for him to welcome him home. I think she should have just celebrated him and gave him some space and time to really adjust to being home again, because being home after being locked up is a huge adjustment. And everybody is pulling you in 15 different directions, telling you to come see them, and putting their expectations on you, quite frankly. He is realizing what he has to do to live up to everything that he promised while he was locked up. And it's a lot. You know, it's a lot to actually be the man that you said you were going to be. Now, I'm not in any way excusing him cheating on her or blaming Shavel. I hope it's not coming off that way. I'm just saying that if she could have dialed it back a little bit, it may have allowed him to warm up to her naturally. But it's like when you're trying to get him to do something and everybody is like putting their 2 cents in on their relationship, it doesn't help. Like, his family was in it, her family was in it, and it kind of made it hard for it to be about the two of them. Also, I felt like his mom just had a bad feeling about Shavel and just didn't care for her for whatever reason. And men always tend to listen to their mamas. So it's like if his mom would have been a little more supportive, that may have also helped. But at the same time, the man has been in jail for 12 years. He gonna get out all this attention from the show and everything else. it's going to be hard bait to leave behind. Now, some men are capable of doing it. They know if they've had a woman that's been solid, these other women, what do you need them for? But everybody is not built like that. Now we're going to go over to Scott and Lindsey. Now with Scott and Lindsey, we are seeing our trust issues unfold, and it's to the maximum. Lindsey finds that Scott reached out to one of her exes for several years ago to ask if dealing with Lindsey is worth his time. And the ex totally breaks God code and tells Lindsey and sends screenshots of the message. And Lindsey is upset. Lindsey is very, very upset. And she's starting to feel like she can't trust Scott anymore. Now, I'm not going to lie. Lindsey, I feel you. But at the same time, you got a whole Tara Rose girlfriend that you haven't told him about. But I will say, it's not like you're running game with several people. At least it hasn't been revealed yet. So I understand where you're coming from. It's like, Scott, if you're going to be with this girl, you have to trust her. Scott was saying that he felt alone with her there. And even though she's there with him, she's only made it about her. When are you going to fix my daughter's room? Let's go look at cars. Can you take me here? Can we do this? Can we do that? You didn't do the closet the way I wanted it. It made him feel like she only cares about what he can do for her. And when he pointed that out to her, she just kind of brushed it off in a narcissistic type way to push it back on him. And I think that is also where the trust issues are coming in at. But at the same time, I can totally understand how not being trusted and continuously finding your partner snooping through your stuff, trying to get tabs on you, can make you feel like you don't really want a relationship anymore. So I'm really curious to see how it unfolds between the two of them, especially once Tara comes into the picture. The final couple that I'm going to talk about is Andrea and Lamar. So in this episode, we find kind of two levels of drama. Not like crazy drama, but just family drama. So the first is Lamar taking Priscilla to go meet Shante. And they have this beautiful sister-to-sister moment. And it really makes my heart feel warm, but also my heart feels sad for Shante. The sister conversation was really real. And it really covered how not having your father present can affect you. And they've both been affected. But Priscilla is young enough in that she still has a chance to rekindle it with her father. Shante, on the other hand, does not have that opportunity. When her father got locked up, she was like maybe 12 years old, I believe, because she's in her 20s now. She might have been even younger than that. She might have been Priscilla's age. So her father missed her growing up, and she's still trying to pick up the pieces. She says she didn't really know who she was. She gets emotional about it, and it really makes me feel for her. I think it was great that Lamar brought Priscilla to meet her sister, but I think that he also did it because it's awkward for the two of them. It's hard for him to have those awkward conversations with his daughter because his daughter is not letting up. His daughter is letting him know, like, you hurt me. And he is sorry for it, and you can tell, but it's not much that he can say for not being there. He is trying, but in ways, even since he's been out, it's clear that he's had to choose his wife and his wife's decisions over what he wants. And I will say that it makes a lot of sense now why he didn't want to move out of California and into another state, because he does want that relationship with his family. And that has always been stressed, even though it wasn't until this season where he actually was saying specifically Shante, if his daughter is here, he wouldn't want to leave his daughter if he's really trying to work on building that relationship. So my hopes are that Andrea can come around and be open to him wanting that relationship with his daughter, because it's not right for her to want him to be there and be present for their child when he has another child. Like, that child still is his responsibility. And even though she's grown now, like, he should still be a father to her. If something were to happen between Andrea and Lamar, I'm sure she would still want Priscilla to have her dad. Period. I know that once Andrea finds out, it's going to turn into some drama that is really unnecessary in my opinion. But We get over to Tennison and Andrea meeting up with this like Mormon priest because Andrea wants Tennison to go on his mission. And so in their culture, once a boy turns 18, they're supposed to go on a mission and basically speak the word and become a man and etc. etc. Tennison basically tells the priest that he doesn't want to go. He's not interested in going, and he feels like the home is too toxic right now for him to go. His parents are always arguing. Things are not stable. He doesn't feel comfortable leaving his sister behind while that's going on. And Andrea is embarrassed. She tells him that she's embarrassed. They go outside and have a talk. But I really commend Tennison for what he said. Number one, I don't know if he really wants to go, period. But he is a believer. He's very logical. I feel like Tennison and Nala are both very, very logical people. For them to be so young, they have a lot of sense, you know? And I really commended him for standing up to his mom. Maybe he felt like he wouldn't be heard if he would have said it to her at home. Andrea has been very, very, very selfish in focusing on this relationship with Lamar. And you hear that her kids speak up a lot throughout this time that they've been on the show. But this is a time where we really heard what Tennison had to say. And although Andrea was embarrassed, she knows deep down that what he said is true. She and Lamar's relationship has caused stress for their family because of the back and forth and the moving and the arguments. And honestly, I feel like Andrea is the bulk of the problem. Now, I'm not going to say that Lamar going back to jail didn't cause stress. That was his mess up. But I'm talking about since he's been home, she's been so controlling and trying to conform this man to be something that he isn't and control who he's around and what family he talks to, that's caused a lot of their arguments. So it's my hope for them that they can work through that and get to a healthier place for the sake of the kids and for the sake of themselves. Like, they have to have love for each other. It can't just be for the show. So they got to work through those differences. So this episode really didn't feature Marcelino and Brittany, nor Lacey and Shane. So I'm going to leave them out, of course. And of course, Amber and Puppy have not been introduced. So we're hoping that they'll be wrapped into the show very soon. I would love to hear your thoughts on my commentary and the show itself. So leave me a comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel for more Life After Lockup and Love After Lockup updates. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!